to save others, overcoming incredible odds, often making the ultimate sacrifice.
We salute these extraordinary Americans. We will always be inspired by their heroism.
Let's all come together to build a museum in their honor.
The National Medal of Honor Museum.
On a mission to inspire America.
Join the mission at mohmuseum.org.
Good morning. Say good morning. Welcome to each of you joining us here at the home of the Dallas Cowboys, AT&T Stadium, as well as students across the country joining us virtually. My name is Christy Scales. I'm the sideline reporter for the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, and it's my privilege today to introduce you to some really incredible guests as we celebrate Salute to Service with the Dallas Cowboys, the NFL Foundation, and the National Medal of Honor Griffin Institute. Sharing in today's celebration of the National Medal of Honor's core values of courage, commitment, and integrity are special guests from the Arlington ISD administration, our friends at the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation, our NFL partner, EverFi. Thank you, EverFi. And we also want to thank the City of Arlington for their support, Mayor Ross, and welcome the Arlington City Manager, Trey Yelverton. Now, here in Arlington, just a couple of blocks down the road from this very stadium, a very special place is set to open in March. It's a museum that pays tribute to the bravest among us. It includes an institute that'll bring the brightest minds together to inspire us. And it will have interactive experiences that'll keep us coming back for more. In this place, this is the National Medal of Honor Museum. And we can't wait for you, not only in this building, but everywhere watching around the country to come and see it in person when it opens in March. Now, before introducing the person who's going to kick off this program, I have a question for each of you. Have you ever met a real life astronaut, like in person? Ever met a real life? Some of you have, like that's been in outer space, that's lived, yeah, lived on the space station and done spacewalks, all right? Anybody ever met a real life Navy SEAL, the elite of the US Navy, ever met? Well, if you haven't, you're in for a treat because you're about to meet both. He is a graduate of the US Naval Academy and MIT. He distinguished himself as a Navy SEAL and captain in the US Navy for 11 years and for 17 years as a NASA astronaut with 3 missions and over 377 days in space. And he's one of only 3 people to be both a Navy SEAL and a NASA astronaut. He's now the president and CEO of the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation. Please welcome Chris Cassidy.
Thanks, Christy. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Thank you for being here today. We're so excited. I'm so excited to share with you our program. We've got 2 special guests, and we'll have a wonderful conversation, and somebody tied in remotely. But before I get on with that, you know, it's the NFL Foundation, the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation, which is where I represent, and the Dallas Cowboys have partnered to host this NFL Character Playbook speaker series, the Salute to Service event. That's what we're here today. This event is being hosted live here today from Arlington, Texas in AT&T Stadium. We also want to give a special welcome to all the students virtually across the country. We're so excited to have you guys. Big wave to everybody across the country. So as Christy mentioned, my name is Chris Cassidy. I serve as the president and CEO of the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation. You know, the Medal of Honor is our nation's highest award for valor in the military. Super exclusive. There's only 60 of those people who hold the medal alive today. Ever since 1860, since the Civil War, 3,500 of those medals have been awarded. It's a really true representation of heroic action on the battlefield. And we're erecting a museum right here in Arlington, about a half a mile from where we are today, to highlight the stories of those Medal of Honor recipients. We open in 5 months. It'll be so exciting. And you guys here in the building will be among the first to come through for field trips next year when we open up. So really excited to share that with you. Our goal our goal for today's discussion, though, is to spotlight the NFL's Salute to Service initiative, designed to honor and empower and connect with our nation's active duty service members, veterans, and their families. We also will discuss the National Medal of Honor Griffin Institute sponsorship of 3 videos, which are integrated throughout the Character Playbook program, Building Healthy Relationships. This course was made possible through the funding from the NFL Foundation. The videos will help students just like you and the folks across the country to guide you and help you in decision-making and making choices. We're especially excited to have a chance to focus today on the Medal of Honor value, commitment. That's the focus that we'll dive in today and explore that concept. I've got a few special guests with me, and let's get on to those introductions. The first of those two, it has no shortage of the Medal of Honor values because he is a holder of that medal himself. It's an honor for me to introduce my personal friend and former teammate in the United States Navy SEAL teams, retired Command Master Chief Britt Slabinski. Thanks, Britt. Good to see you. Good to see you. Also like to welcome to the stage a person who wears the uniform and plays on the field right behind me. He was a 4th-round draft pick back in 2022, wears number 87 on the field, and today he's with us on the stage. Please welcome tight end Jake Ferguson. Jake, welcome.
Thanks for having me. How you guys doing?
And finally, remotely, we've got the Washington Commanders tied in with us. We're excited to welcome former wide receiver and legend from the Commanders organization, wide receiver Josh Morgan. Josh, welcome aboard. All right, guys, thanks a lot for being part of today's event. And thank you for the students for being here. We've got such an awesome group of panelists. So before we dive further into discussion, I'd like to share one of the in-course videos that's part of the Character Playbook experience. This video is focused on honoring commitments, communicating clearly, and keeping your word.
So happy it's Friday. What are you doing this weekend, Zuri?
My party, remember? I invited you like last week.
What? I thought that was next week. I have a soccer game tomorrow.
Lena, you have to be there.
I really want to, but I told my coach I'd be at every game, and the team is counting on me.
Nobody on the team is your best friend. I am.
Let me think about it. Gotta go. I'll text you.
Fine. Later.
I don't want to let my team down, but it's just one game, so maybe it's not a big deal. Zuri's party will be fun, and she really wants me to go.
Hey, Lena, I was glad to see you at the Medal of Honor assembly today. Ready for the game tomorrow?
Hey, Coach. Actually, I don't think I'll be there.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just forgot that my friend is having a party.
Really, Lena? You committed to playing in our games when you joined the team. We need you. You just heard the Medal of Honor recipient talk about the importance of owning your commitments. Go warm up and we'll talk later.
Coach is right. This is like how the Medal of Honor speaker felt a commitment to his fellow soldiers. I made a promise to be at every game. It just doesn't feel right to ignore my commitment to the team. The party would be fun, but it's not worth the disappointment of letting my team down. Zuri probably didn't mean to pressure me, and I bet she'll understand. Coach, never mind. I'll be at the game. I wish I could go to the party, but I want to be a person who keeps their commitments. So I need to be there for the team and play in the game.
I'm glad you thought about your values and the type of person you want to be. I know it's hard when you feel like you're missing out or letting your friend down, but it's important to the team. You should let your friend know that you won't be at the party. If she's a good friend, she'll understand.
You're right. I'll ask her if we can meet up after practice to talk about the party and my decision.
That was amazing, Lena.
Thanks, Coach. I'm glad I decided to play today.
Let's get a team photo for the yearbook.
All right. How about that video? So, Britt, let's dive into the discussion. I'd love to start with you to help set the stage for us all on why it's important to have conversations like we're having today and explore values like commitment and integrity. Can you share with us why you think it's important to have these values and why we should have this discussion?
Yeah. Hey, first, let me just say it's a privilege to be on stage with both of you here. Just amazing. I'm just so proud of both of you for what you've done and how you both have kept your commitments. So really pleased to be here with both of you. Hey, let's talk about commitments. I think I refer to them more as a commitment is like making a promise. Can I get a show of hands from everyone here? Has anyone here ever made a promise to someone or something? Well, I think I see almost all the hands go up, right? How many of you have had a promise made to you by someone else? Someone else ever make a promise to you? Okay, everyone put your hands down for a minute. Put your hands back down, put your hands back down. How many of you have ever had that promise broken to you, or you broke your promise you made to someone else? Right, and how did that make you feel? Right, it absolutely makes you feel terrible, right? So promises, we make them to like our family, we make them to our friends, we make them to our schools. In our case, we made it to our country, make them to our teammates, but other people make promises to us too. We didn't get up on this stage by doing things all by ourselves, right? There were people made promises to us, right, that helped us get here, and thankfully they kept their promises and helped us get along to the places where we are. So we can't really live a full life without commitments and without fulfilling them. And that's so important. You already know you're in this point where you're starting to figure out who you are, the things you believe in life, the things you don't believe in, and who you're going to be. And that's why those commitments are important, particularly a lot of those ones, the promises you make to yourself, so that you have the best chance of living a full life. Commitment, it's really important, as the video showed.
Yeah, Britt, thank you very much. Jake, you've made it to the apex of football, the National Football League. Along the way, you've clearly had to make commitments to yourselves and others. What has it meant to you? And can you share an example of some of that?
Yeah, for sure. I think, we do talk about those commitments being the ones to yourself and then the ones to other people. I always thought it was important, growing up, my dream was to play in the NFL. My dream was to play on fields like this every Sunday. And I thought to myself, okay, well, what do I need to do to get there? I had to commit myself to the sport of football. I had to get up every morning, work hard, eat the right stuff, practice hard, go to games like we saw in the video. But I also had to commit to school. You can't go very far, can't go to college if you're not getting good grades. So I had to commit in school, have great teachers like you guys have helped me along the way. And just like they're committing themselves to you guys, I had to commit to school, and I had to commit to just being a good person. You got to commit to doing the right thing when people are watching, but also when people aren't watching. And I think that's really important, to just focus on not only those commitments to other people, those promises you're making to other people, and staying true to those, but also to yourself, staying true to yourself, choosing the right thing to do, and keep moving forward. And at the end, it'll help you get to your dreams and what you want to do.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. I'd love to hear now from our online guest, Josh. You also, same question to you. You made it to the National Football League and commitments along the way. Can you think back to when you were a student and give us an example of the mindset you had towards commitment and making it to your dreams?
Definitely, man. My
Oh,
my commitment.
got
my,
on
my
mute.
Oh, I thought they unmuted me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
There we go. We got you.
Okay. Yeah, my commitment will always be to the dream. I know all of those kids in there have dreams. You know, they have big dreams about they want to be an astronaut, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a lawyer. Somebody probably wants to be a president. Everybody has dreams in there. So the thing for me was just committing to the dream. And if anything didn't look like it was going to help me achieve my dream, then I wasn't going to give it my energy or my attention. But when you make a commitment to the dream, you make a commitment to everything that comes with it. And everything that came with it was making honor roll every year in school, was working hard always, was being first when it came to conditioning, was trying to be not only the best on the team, but one of the best people in the city, was being a great student and a great athlete. And with those things become being a great, son at home, being great in the house, being great in school, and being great in every sport that you play. So that would be my advice, just making that commitment to your dream, man. Everything within that is going to help you become better and going to get you one step closer to that dream.
Yeah, Josh, thank you. So well said. Appreciate that. I'd like to dive a little bit deeper, and Britt, this one goes to you. Having known you for a number of years, and I know your story of committing to a teammate that needed you when the question was who else was going to go get that teammate. You don't have to go into the extreme details if you don't want, but share with us what was going through your head when your teammate was alone and you were in the unique position to help go get them.
Sure. So again, going back to the promises we made, serving in the military, that's a promise that we made, that we're going to protect our country, we're going to protect our families and protect those of our teammates. This particular night, we were doing a mission in Afghanistan, and one of my teammates who was standing right next to me, he got thrown out of our helicopter, ejected from a helicopter. And imagine getting thrown out the back of a helicopter. When you got enemy activity all around you, and your teammates, he's in a really bad spot. So our helicopter had crashed in the valley below, and I had to make a decision. Do I go back and make a rescue attempt to go get my teammate? Because I made a promise to him. It would be very dangerous to go back to get him. And what I really needed is I needed more teammates. I needed more people to come to make the risk of going back less. But the problem was, if I waited and I didn't go right away, I could very well cost my teammate, could cost him his very life, and all his hopes and all his dreams would be gone. So I had to make the decision: do I wait or do I go? Knowing if I went, the cost would be pretty high. And how I made that decision is I leaned on something that I learned when I was a kid. Very much like all of you, I learned the value of commitment and integrity, and I learned that through the Boy Scouts, and at a very critical moment in my life when I needed it most, those values that I learned echoed in my mind. It was opening lines of the Boy Scout oath: on my honor, I'll do my best to do my duty. And I applied that to the decision I had in front of me. And I made the decision to go back and make a rescue attempt to go after my teammate. And very, very thankful for those formative years when I was young, for those values to show me the way. It wasn't easy, right? It never is easy to make those difficult decisions, knowing it very well could cost you. But at the end of the day, you have to follow those commitments, right? I made a promise to my teammate, and I still had the capacity to do something about it. So we did. We went and made a difference.
And probably quite comforting for your teammate while he was alone in a snow pile with a 120-pound backpack draped over his head and the enemy shooting at him. Probably pretty comforting to know that Master Chief Sabinski is out there he's going to come get me.
100%.
I just got to survive. He knew you were
He
coming,
knew I was coming.
and that's an amazing story. Jake, so playing tight end, it's a unique position because sometimes you can be the guy releasing to go get a pass, and other times you're given a task of blocking some big, huge, fast guy coming around the corner. And if you don't block that person, they're gonna sack Dak or get Zeke in the backfield. What's it like to have that responsibility to know that Dak's got his backside to you, and you're tasked with keeping your teammate from getting sacked?
Yeah, it's a huge commitment. I mean, that's what we talk about here today. It's my job to do that. I have to do that because, when I came here, when they said, hey, you're going to play on this field, you have to protect, you have to do your job. And my job is, when I have to, block, protect Dak, and then also on the other end, catch the ball, which is also protect him. No turnovers, no interceptions. But those commitments that you make are important because when you're in a team setting like this, which much like life, you're going to be working with other people, they want to be able to trust you. If I can't do my job, Dak's going to be worried. Oh, maybe Jake isn't going to be able to block this guy. So he's going to be double thinking about what his job is, and he can't play like he's supposed to play. So it's all about trusting the guy next to you, trusting them to do their job so you can do your job. And in a team setting, in a life setting, when you have people like that around you, when you can trust people to do their job, it makes it a lot easier. And when you're with a group, you start to accomplish more things. And when you can trust everybody in that group, you start to reach new levels. And that's really important, especially not only in football, but life.
Yeah, that resonates loudly with me. Inside the cockpit of a spacecraft, my first mission was on a space shuttle, had 7 places, 7 crew members, 4 of those in the cockpit, and each of us had different switches that we were responsible for. And nowadays, lots of people can do the same buttons because of virtual controls, but on the shuttle, you had only the switches you could touch. And so I always thought about that. I don't want to be the guy that causes this mission to not be successful because I didn't throw the switch I was supposed to, and everybody else needed me to be in that position. So that resonates loudly with me in that situation, the commitment to my crew that I wasn't going to miss my switch, or the version of an astronaut blocking the wrong guy is turning the wrong engine off. You don't want to be that guy. So yeah, guys, thanks very much. We'll go. Let's talk now back to Josh. Josh, we're really exploring the word commitment here. What's an example for you on the field of how you commit to your team, and then also in your personal life to your family and to your loved ones?
Hello, can you hear me?
We got you loud and clear.
Got you. Okay. A commitment on the field is just doing my job, like Jake mentioned earlier. It's when the quarterback needs you to be there and your route is to break off at 12 yards. He knows that you're going to break off at 12 yards and come flat across that defender's face to catch the ball, because if you go at 13 then and don't cross his face, it's going to be a turnover, and we can't have turnovers. It's hard to win with turnovers. So just doing my job on the field and being exactly where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there for my quarterback, and catching the ball and making plays, that's definitely takes the pressure off the quarterback because that position is already hard enough. Off the field, it's just, again, being a man of integrity. Always, if I say I'm going to do something, showing up and doing it, giving my best, giving my all, giving, 100% effort, energy, and concentration to whatever I say I'm going to do, whether it's, telling my mother I'm going to buy groceries and bring groceries home, whether it's telling my father I'm going to make honor roll this year, whether it's telling my teacher I'm going to be the best student in the class, whatever it is, it's just doing it and giving 100% effort and energy, and, not negotiating with the goal you set.
Amazing. Thank you. We've got just a couple minutes before we open it up to questions for you guys. But before we do that, quick round of final words from each of you for the group before we toss it over. Britt?
Look, everyone, just, hey, as you're going home today, just spend some time thinking about commitments, the promises you've made in the past, promises you've broken. Forgive yourself for the ones that you've broken, and just make another commitment to say, I'm not going to break my promises going forward. Think deeply about them. Can I do this? Is this something that I'm actually going to be able to do? And then just commit to being the person that you want to be. Commit to that dream, as you heard, and don't give up on yourself, and don't give up on your promises.
Jake?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's important for you guys, especially so young. I've been in your shoes, you know. My dream was to play football at this level. And I think for you guys, find something that you're passionate about, find something that you love to do, and really commit to it. Do whatever you can. Say, hey, what are the things that I need to do so I can be really good at this, or I can be the best at this? Be good at school, get good grades, be a better son, be a better daughter, be a better sibling, whatever it may be. Try to be better at those commitments so it can get you further in what you're trying to pursue, those dreams that you're trying to make.
And Josh, final words from you, if you have any.
Definitely. I would love to leave the group with just always believe in yourself. Oh, never, like I said, we all have dreams. We all have big dreams. Never let anybody tell you your dreams are too big. Commit to your dreams in every aspect of your life. Definitely when it comes to being a great person, wake up every day and try to be the best version of yourself. Get off social media. You're not going to find yourself on social media. All of these kids in the stadium right now, they're going through that process where they're trying to figure out who they are, what they like, and everything. You're not going to find it on social media. All right. Spend some time with yourself. Try to be the best version of yourself. Always believe in yourself. Never tell yourself you can't do it, because if you don't believe in yourself, it's hard for anybody else to believe in you. So always believe in yourself. I would tell you guys to make small goals every day, and like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna clean my bed. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna get out of here to be on school on time. And when you see yourself achieving those small goals, it's kind of easy to believe in yourself when it comes to your bigger goals. Because you see yourself doing the little things every day. And when you do the little things every day, in the big picture, it's going to be just how you'll ever imagine. It's going to be probably better than you ever dreamed of. So that's what I believe this group with.
Thank you, Josh. I hope, round of applause for our three panelists. I hope you guys feel empowered and inspired to leave here today and put some of this into practice, what you learned. On behalf of the National Medal of Honor Museum, I want to give a special shout out to the Dallas Cowboys for hosting us today, and the partnership with Everify and the character playbook. It's so meaningful. This was a great discussion. We're going to get a quick photo here, I think. We're going to bring Christy back up to manage the question and answers. But thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We're going to bring your big party arms for this photo.
Yeah, everybody sit up straight, look great. It's going to go out before we hear 3 questions from the students here from Arlington ISD. We're going to get the group photo. Okay, on 3. Cowboys on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time. Cowboys on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, looking good. All right. Chris, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Jake and Master Chief, all right. Now's the time that we get to hear from the students. So we have 3 questions. So we're going to start right here in the middle. If you'd stand up, please tell us your name and your school and hit us with your first question.
My name is Kaylee, and I'm representing Williams. And my question is, do you have advice on how to support friends with keeping their commitments?
Oh, I like that. Okay, so we talked about commitments to ourselves, but we need to help our friends with commitments. Jake, can you handle that in regards to teammates or personal life?
Yeah, I think it also is important what kind of friends you make. I'll give an example. imagine if you and your friends, you got a group of 5 friends and you're all having a little pizza party, and your task is to bring the Skittles. Someone else has the drinks, and your buddy has the pizza. He's bringing 5 boxes of pizza, and you guys all show up and he doesn't bring it. How are you going to feel after that? It's not going to feel pretty good. It's not going to feel, the pizza party's over. But those commitments that you make with your friends, small, big, whatever they may be, those start to build up, and you gather trust with your friend. And that's where real friendships are made.
You want to know a little secret about Jake and when the team flies to away games? When Jake was a rookie, he had to bring the food on the team plane when we had away games, right? The rookie for all the other tight ends, right?
There was one week I didn't bring it, and I was fined $5,000.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Would have been cheaper to buy the subs, huh?
Yep.
There we go. Josh, can you take this question for us? Because you talked about commitment to yourself and setting goals, but in regards to helping friends with their commitment.
Best way to help friends with the commitment. First and foremost, like Jake said, if they're your friends, they care about you. They care about what you think, they care about how you feel. So they don't really want to let you down. I believe in positive peer pressure because when you have a group of people that care about you and don't want to let you down, they work harder for you. So I will always say, challenge people to keep their word and kind of implement that positive peer pressure where, y'all kind of competing with each other. You're going to get a 3.5 this semester and they have to get a 3.5 or better, those things like that. I surrounded myself, especially, when I was your ages, I surrounded myself with my teammates, and me and my teammates challenge each other all the time. And believe it or not, 20 of us ended up, making honor roll every semester. We competed on the field to get better. We competed in the classroom to get better. And all 20 of us graduated high school together, making the principal's list in high school. And all 20 of us ended up playing Division I football in college as well. So I believe in positive peer pressure. I know it works. And when you surround yourself people that care about you, they hold you accountable, but they hold themselves more accountable. And it's just friendly competition.
I love that. All 20 of you. That's cooperation as well as competition, because you can blend those two together. Let's have our second question, if you don't mind standing up. Name and your school, and we're ready for your question.
My name is Demetrius, and I go to Fitzgerald. My question is, do you have any advice for explaining habits you use to keep your commitments?
Master Chief Sabelinski, would you take this one? Habits for keeping commitments?
Yeah, habits. I think habits come from discipline. So if you make a commitment to say, let's say I'm going to get up every morning and I'm going to make that bed, or I'm going to make sure my homework is done, or I'm going to go and I'm going to get exercise, or I'm going to go help my family with the chores around the house. It takes discipline to keep those commitments or those promises. So that's the best advice I can do is say, once you decide you're going to do a certain thing, you have to hold yourself accountable to say, I am going to do this. I am going to be the friend I want someone to be for me, right? So having the discipline, say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to act this way, or I'm going to get my homework done, and just commit to yourself to say I'm doing it. So it comes down to discipline.
Third question.
Hello, my name is Jamichael, and I'm from Peach Elementary. Do you have a phrase or a motto, or your team a phrase or a motto that goes to remind you of your core commitments and values, keeps you focused on what kind of person you want to be?
Oh, Jake, do you mind sharing the Cowboys team motto?
Yeah, we talk about being rooted. So if you talk about a tree, a tree has roots, goes down to what you believe in. And we talk about those roots being, what's your why? What do you believe in? And when you talk about my roots, mine is faith, family, and football. And so when I think the commitments that are involved with that, when it goes to faith, right versus wrong, doing the right thing when no one's watching. Football, hey, is this going to hurt me on the football field? Is this, You know, is this whole pizza that I'm about to eat going to make me slower when I'm running, or should I eat a salad? You know, and then family, you know, sometimes you got to sacrifice some things that you don't want to do for your family members. You know, your mom might ask you to take out the trash, make her life a little bit easier. Sometimes you just got to do it because you got to be a better son, got to be a better daughter, whatever it may be. So find those values in your life. What do you want to be as a person? What kind of person do you want to be? And, you know, just think about those commitments that you have to make that help you get there.
Master Chief, what was the motto for your branch of service?
Well, the personal model I used was one a good friend taught me in a difficult time, and it is keep the faith and stay in the fight. You're going to have bad things that happen to you. Your friends are going to have bad things that happen to you, things that you couldn't plan on, but you just have to keep getting up and get back after it. Not giving up on yourself, not giving up on your team. Keep the faith and stay in the fight. No matter what happens to you, how bad it is, how much it's going to hurt, stay in the fight.
How about a round of applause for our 3 panelists, as well as our 3 students who did a great job with their questions today. That's awesome. So I want to thank our panelists. Josh, thanks for joining us virtually, for sharing great advice and being with us today. And so thank you to the students and the NFL clubs that joined us virtually across the country. Thank you to the National Medal of Honor Griffin Institute, the Dallas Cowboys, and the NFL Foundation for making this day possible. I hope that you've really enjoyed it. And we look forward in the coming new year. Those of you who've joined us virtually around the country, we hope that you come to Arlington, Texas, and visit the museum in person, because it's going to be really wonderful, and learn all the lessons from the Institute. Thank you and have a great day. Appreciate you being with us. So